whole game was like a blur, and it was just moments in that game that you can really pick out. Like you said, my interception in the first half, then you come back with Clay Matthews with the forced fumble in a crucial time because they was driving the ball. Then you go to the play by Aaron Rodgers in the tight window right over Ike Taylor's hand, right down the seam. Then the play that I remember the most is Tramon Williams knocking down that fourth down play, and you can see everybody on the field jumping up and down because we knew we had won the game, and I think that would stick with me for the rest of my life.
When you're growing up and you dream of playing in a Super Bowl, what's it actually like to be in the game and in that moment?
Nerve-wracking, very nerve-wracking, just to deal with that week of preparation leading up to the Super Bowl, trying to get your family in town, focus on practice, focus on your opponent, make sure you kind of keep your regiment the same as you did during the season, and making sure you execute when you're out there on the field. And I think as a whole, as an organization, everything stayed the same. Nothing changed, nothing deviated from how we prepare for a regular season game. And I think that kind of helped us a lot. And I know everybody was saying we young, have no experience. Steelers had all the experience, but we was hungry. We was the more hungrier team, and I think they kind of took us for granted. And we was able to go out there and win in all three phases. And that kind of catapulted us to the victory at the end of the day.
And when you're talking about big plays from that game, obviously when people think about Nick Collins' career, they always think about that pick six. Can you just take me through that play and what that was like?
Well, studying film throughout the whole week, we knew that when the Steelers was backed up deep in their own red zone, they like to take shots. Why not? You got one of the fastest guys in Mike Wallace. So I'm gonna take a shot, see if we can get a big play. And but we was able to get a lot of pressure from our front, and I think Howard Green bust through the line, was able to get his hand around Big Ben, forced the ball to flutter a little bit. And I was already breaking on over there to Mike Wallace just because I already knew the formation. I knew what type of play they was gonna run. And I was able to get up underneath the ball, corral it, make a couple moves to get in the end zone. And I remember leading up to that week, and we were doing media coverage, no one was coming to my podium. And I was telling them they came like the last 2 minutes of media day, and I told them, if y'all don't know Nick Collins, you will know Nick Collins after this game. And I kind of think that's why everybody remembers that play.
You hear people say it's like a whirlwind after the game. You almost don't get to experience the excitement of it because it all happens so fast. What do you remember about, that clock and that last play and the ball getting knocked down and then you're Super Bowl champions?
Just running up, hugging Charles Woodson, Donald Driver. There wasn't able to finish the game, and we knew that their career was coming to an end, and we was able to get that win for them. And after that, once I did that, I was like, where's my family? Like, I wanted to get that experience with my family, which I did. I know it's a picture on the internet with, you see my kids in the confetti doing a snow angel. That was pretty cool. And then I took my boys to the interview, to my interview. They were sitting in my laps. They was asking them questions. So it was just a great feeling, a great moment for the organization, myself, my family, and the team as well.
And what an exclamation point on that season as a whole, because kind of like the 2018 Packers, it seemed like a different guy was going on IR every week. You guys lost so many people. To be able to put that run together, people aren't going to forget that anytime soon with what you guys had to overcome adversity-wise.
I was just telling another group that 2010 should go down as the best team in Packer history, just because what we had to overcome. At the time, we was 6-6, had to win the last 4 games to make it to the playoffs. Went on this amazing run. I remember getting the interception against Chicago to seal the deal to get us in the playoffs. then just all the guys, like you say, all the guys going down, guys stepping up, playing lights out, just because we knew what we wanted, how we wanted to get it done, and we went out there and executed and got it done.
So you're on top of the sport, both as a team and individually, and then that next year, you played 2 games, you're in that second game, and that was the last game you ever played in your NFL career. There's no way you could have ever prepared for that. What was that moment like, 28 years old, getting carried out on a stretcher on the field?
It was tough. It was tough because going out the way I did, trying to wear all my options and try to get back to the field. But unfortunately, wasn't able to. But after that Super Bowl, we played the first game against the Saints, and I go make a big hit, forced fumble, boom, starting off the season the right way, thinking, each year I'm getting better and better, better and better. And everybody keep telling me, you well on your way. I was like, well on my way to what? I'm not looking at the overall picture. I'm just looking at from season to season, trying to stay healthy throughout the whole season to be there for the team. And the fly back to Green Bay after the injury in Carolina, flying back to tell the team I'm done for the season, and tell them I'm gonna do my best to get back for next season. And it was tough. And that season was amazing as well. 15-1, get in the playoffs, lose to San Francisco first round. And I'm like, if that was me out there, I could have probably helped seal the deal, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But at the end of the day, I think the decision was made for my best interest.
Aaron Rodgers, Donald Driver, Charles Woodson, among the guys who said you were on a Hall of Fame path, and you look at the numbers. If you extrapolate that over, I don't know, another 8 years or whatever, you're putting up numbers that are going to put you in Canton, potentially. To not be able to see your promise out, did you ever get to a point where you became okay with that?
It was tough at first. I think in 2014, I'm riding around in my car. I'm like, I'm probably going to never play this game again. So I went to Twitter. It's like, well, I'm officially retiring from the NFL. I think that when it hit me, like, the game I love so much, I'll never play again. But I was able to, come to terms with that. And in 2016 was an amazing year. I get inducted to the Packer Hall of Fame. I get inducted to Bethune Hall of Fame. I get inducted to the MEAC Hall of Fame. So everything is like, wow. Like, I really didn't know what kind of impact I had on this game until all this started happening in 2016. And I'm like, I was pretty good. Everybody was like, yeah. I was like, wow.
When you look back at your career, are you finally at a place where you can say, I have no regrets?
Absolutely. I have no regrets. Like, everybody say, but you didn't finish. I was like, I did finish. The NFL is not for long. It could have been as soon as I stepped on the field day one when I got drafted and went down with an injury. I was able to make it to 7 years, and I'm just blessed and thankful to make it that long in the NFL, because it's a brutal game, it's physical, and a lot of guys don't make it to 7.
Lastly, a lot of people forget that you came into the league with Aaron, first-round pick, second-round pick. He's still playing. Obviously, there's a lot of change in Green Bay. How often do you catch up with the team? And do you think there's one more Super Bowl run all these years later? Because a lot of people are wondering, is the window getting close to being done?
I think every year the windows get close. It don't matter if you're a first-year player, 12-year veteran. The window narrows every year. I do think it's a lot of upside for the Packers. I would say for some of the veterans like the Aaron Rodgers, the Clays, the Tremons, there is a small window, and the time is now. And I think they have the team young. They're very young. I think you brought in a nice young coach which that's the new wave now. It seems like as soon as you hit 30, you gonna be a head coach in the NFL. So, but I think the window is closing. But I think they have the team to do it. Not if it's not this year, it's definitely next year.